What's up, adventurers, and welcome to another AFK journey video. Today we're going to be talking, of course, about Ways of Intrigue and the Pioneer server, the stuff we've seen. It's been wild. There's been so much that has been it's hard to cover in one video, which is why there's been so many videos. But today we're going to be covering the season growth trials, new currencies, as well as some of my first impressions and suggestions for the things that do have flaws and can be improved. But my favorite one, my absolutely favorite one, comes at the end of this video, and I accidentally found it, and I haven't seen anyone talk about it just yet, but it looks amazing. Check it out. All right, so take a look at this. So this is the season growth trials. So, I mean, as you know, with the quests, you have your daily quests. Those haven't changed a whole lot. I will say this is something that I wish would change a little bit more, just because, not necessarily because the items need to reflect what we get, but because there's a bunch of these that just don't give anything. And I mean, we don't really need gold on a daily. I mean, to be honest, I think the daily should reflect more of like these, where they're diamonds or they're soul stones. That's great. So it looks like they're maybe slightly different at least. So there are some changes there, but more diamonds and more rewards. This is a little lackluster. Guild quest, nothing here yet. I mean, I'm not in a guild right now, so I can't see if it's changed drastically. However, something I will say with guild quest, the weekly limits, going over the weekly limits, you should get rewards beyond the weekly limits, even if it's not necessarily just guild medals. I think that would be really great. And growth stages, I mean, this is, I think it is what it's going to be. You get to the end of it and you get something unique. Now getting the wig and the cape, I don't know if that's good enough. I think it should be something a little bit more, personally, whether that's character design or something else. I do think those need to be fleshed out a bit more personally. The growth trials, personally, I haven't gotten into these enough to really focus on them, but I think the season growth trials might be the first time that I might actually look deeper into my growth trials to see what else I can get to maybe get those a little bit sooner. But growth system, so like this looks like a battle pass-esque, and then a velvet voucher at the end. So purchase cosmetics, skins in a velvet store, which is very interesting. Talent reshapers. So like I said with the talent systems before, I think this was what I was curious about. How easy or how tough is it going to be to get these items? I don't know, but that means that you could do your talents potentially wrong. So that is very interesting. I am curious to see how easy it is to get these things. So that could either be really cool or really punishing. so we'll see. This other thing is by the looks of it, this may be the growth trials or the growth quests. So maybe that it's just that in a different format. So very interesting. Oh, there's weekly limits too. I mean, I suppose I understand the weekly limits to a degree. Oh, Son of Mithril, so you can get Rowan skin in the growth trials here. I'm assuming this is growth trials and then season growth trials. Very interesting. A milestone chest. An S-level swap for exclusive equipment. Used to swap the hero tier and levels of exclusive equipment. Hero focus, enhanced force between heroes. This can only be used on an S-level heroes, excluding Celestials, released during the Waves of Intrigue season. I wish they would take away that portion personally. I don't like the limitation of that personally, but trade tokens circulating among the merchants of Hesperia used to redeem rewards in the season store. I am curious. I think something that the game has been lacking for some time is that if you are a free-to-play player, there is no reason for you to go into the store unless you get there's sometimes randomly you'll go into trolley and there'll be something for free or some sort of random reward. So I do think it's a good idea for them to add things into the battle pass that allow you an ability to purchase something or get something from the store even if it's a one-time thing. For example, if I could get Scarlet Val and be happy for the rest of my life, then those things that would be great. So I do hope that that's the case. It is they are adding Desert Ranger back to the store is very curious. I wonder if they're going to rotate or have skins regularly, or if they're going to have more FOMO. My personal thoughts is that they wouldn't, but so far the season growth trial is very interesting. Binding Echo, used to unlock season artifact binding spell effect, periodically throw an enemy under, dealing damage and stunning both enemies. Wow. A season artifact in there as well. Very interesting. Very fleshed out. Very interesting. Thunderclap spell effect, cast 2 spells alternatively to strike. Okay, so I thought it's basically like an additional level to that. Okay. And what was this one again? The purchase cosmetics. So maybe the alternative way of purchasing cosmetics that doesn't include the dragon crystals. Very interesting. This looks like it's going to be fleshed out and have a lot more depth to it than before. Events, maybe there's something here. Okay, so your chest selector. I think this is great. You know, having the hero choices here, I feel like this was different in their mentions initially. So when they were mentioning it before, I think it was Carolina. And then I think there was somebody else. I don't think there was Brutus, and I really do hope that changes. I hope that's just an early estimation. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is the okay, that makes sense. All right, there it is. Yeah, so it's there. It's Carolina, Shaker, Atalanta, and Aaron. Oh, and maybe diamonds if you don't feel like getting it. That's smart. That's actually really good. I like that a lot. So something I haven't liked about this so far is I personally do think that this should be a little bit more heavier leaning towards giving you heroes that you want to have early in the game, characters to help you clear stages, characters to help you do Dream Realm early, because I think that's what it's missing. So the order of this, I don't know if it's is as well done as it should be. Additionally, I feel like some heroes ought to be placed first. And personally as well, I do think that should also be the case for the S level heroes. So I wish this would change. I don't know if it's going to change, but I think personally that just early on when you're playing this game, you should get a good synergy team, you know, somewhere in there. Even if it was like faction based, like you can get your Mauler heroes set up. That way you can start with one faction. Maybe you get lucky and it's random and you get Graveborn heroes like first in your setup. That way you can get a nice Graveborn team. Because what would that mean? It's like not only do you have a good AFK stage team that you can build talent points in, you also have a good legend trial team, one that you can get really, really high, or at least 10 levels high, a good arena team, a good Ravaged Realm team. It kind of gives you like the inklings of a good start. So that's what I would prefer. I don't know that if it would ever happen, but that's what I would think would be better. I do think the hero rewards are some of my favorite things to get, random ones, but for a player who's played like myself, who's played I think over 100 days, I think that it kind of loses its luster, especially when you're getting characters like Khafra. You know, 20 days in, I don't know if that feels as good. And then of course, if you're later on into this where you're like, I'm only getting one of these, I haven't gotten regular sources of these except for like events, and I haven't really been able to max out or really appreciate the lore like the game has been offering for some time. Forward Journey, reach higher stages for bigger rewards for fashion. Bigger rewards, fashion and diamonds awaits. So basically just AFK stages by the looks of it. I will never say no to like an outfit set, a new outfit set personally, but something that I think has been missing from the fashion in general is I want something that's like cool. I want something that's like that looks like deadly, you know, like berserk armor, you know. That's what I want. Primal Lords, okay. Trial of Abyss, all right. Angler's Log, is this different from before? In the Waves of Intrigue season map, participate in events to earn a title Faithful Trip or a Fruitful Trip. Okay, so kind of like what it did before. I don't know if this actually has changed though. I did hope they would expand upon fishing. I feel like fishing was really good. I had hoped they would expand that a little bit more than what they had. Not gonna say it's bad. I mean, I think it was good. I just think I think they should have done more, considering Waves of Intrigue is a ocean based, but like maybe what you can fish with, what kind of skills you can get, fishing events, competitions, etc. All right. I don't think there's anything else. I think we've explored all of the stuff we expect to be new. New arrivals, Velvet Store. What? Oh. Limited edition set, so like little suits, I guess. Oh, so the Velvet Store is what you can use on, or use the Velvet vouchers for. Sylvina gets a skin. Let's see. It actually looks super adorable. Looks like Lederhosen. Wow. You know what would be really cool for skins if they added unique animations to them as well. I think that would be cool. The hairstyle changes too. It looks like it's like wow. That actually looks really good. Okay, some other things. Sylvan Mark. All right, some cute little cosmetics, etc. So it does separate from the rest of the cosmetic store, but at least it's some stuff that people can try out. I do have kind of currency burnout sometimes, so I don't know if it'll be too overwhelming, especially for like newer players. Abyssal Essence used to immediately upgrade exclusive equipment from level 20 to 25. Whoa, that's huge. Let's see. No differences here. I think a lot of people have been mentioning when it comes to the arena store that there just isn't the heroes that people are looking for. I do think that this needs to change, and I think this needs to change within the season. Personally as well, when it comes to these heroes, I think this should be adaptive in the sense that as you level this up, and you're acquiring more and more tokens, I think it should, like, if you're getting closer to Supreme, this should be more for those particular heroes that you're, like, it should contribute more considering you're needing to get more personally. Or for, say, less utilized heroes such as Khafra, give more for those heroes who aren't used as often. That way, when we're doing Duros trials, then we're not so, you know, SOL. Same thing with Friendship Store. I mean, you get, like, I usually get the one that's 20% off daily or something like that. But I feel like this is severely lacking. There needs to be more ways to earn this so you can build upon characters. I mean, if we're talking about this character particularly and their affinity, and so I add in there and I do these 6, It's going to take me so long to get through it. I am thankful that for the most part, it's easy enough to reach the high levels of affinity. But I will say some of these tales have been sort of lackluster recently. So I do hope that those improve. Let's see. We'll read a couple. Few people are able to look directly into Dunlinger's eyes. His imposing aura is intimidating that even Hypogeans flinch at his intense stare. Often surrounded by people who compete for his favor, all want to be chosen to receive his teachings. Having a magnificent beard takes work. Dunlinger likes to use sesame oil, pine balm for his facial hair, spreading them in an orderly manner before trimming them carefully. He admits that it's actually a very soothing task. Dunlinger is known to have hate, deception, and subterfuge. Therefore, no one dares make false claims or lies in front of him. Meaningless and over-the-top music is Dunlinger's bane. He believes there is no use in a piece of music it isn't grand and majestic. On the battlefield, the thunderous toll of Dunlinger's bells sounds like a charge of 1,000 horses, stunning and shocking the enemy. Dunlinger disdains falsehoods and facades. So my point with this is that a lot of these are personality based, and I think that those do have value. I don't think that these are tales. I think that's what it's missing. A tale is like something that tells a story. Tell me how Dunlinger got his weapon. Like how did that come to be? How did he get to such a prestigious status? People honor his teachings. Who are some of the people he taught, and what did he teach them? Where does he get his power from? Where is he from? Like, who is he? That's what I want to see in Tales. That's what Tales is desperately missing, in my opinion.